Eastern Front, 1943. Ilmari Juutalainen, Finland's White Death, scanned the frozen skies. His gaze, sharp as his Brewster Buffalo's guns, caught a flicker. A lone Soviet P-39 Airacobra prowling for prey. Juutalainen smiled, a predator spotting a lamb strayed from the flock. Ammo was precious, every bullet a pearl. He wouldn't waste them on a long shot. Patience. He stalked the Airacobra, sunlight glinting off his own fighter's white paint. The Soviet pilot, oblivious, cruised closer. Juutalainen throttled up, closing the distance in a silent rush. The airframe vibrated, eager for the fight. He lined up the shot, the Soviet plane filling his sights. 300 yards, 200. The Brewster's guns roared, spitting fire and lead. The Airacobra, caught off guard, lurched as rounds ripped into its fuselage. The Soviet pilot reacted, but Juutalainen was already anticipating his every move. A deadly waltz began. Twisting, turning, the two fighters painted streaks across the sky. Juutalainen, a master of deflection shooting, kept his enemy in his sights. Each burst was calculated, precise, aimed at critical points. The Airacobra, trailing smoke, attempted to disengage. Too slow. Juutalainen pressed his advantage, his guns hammering again. The Soviet plane shuddered, a wingtip disintegrating under the onslaught. It spiraled down, a burning pyre against the snow-covered earth. Victory was fleeting. Juutalainen, scanning the horizon, saw them, distant specks growing larger by the second, not fighters, bombers, heavily escorted, flying in tight formation. A wave of Soviet steel aimed at Finnish lines. He was outnumbered, outgunned, but giving up wasn't in his vocabulary. Juutalainen radioed his squadron, his voice calm amidst the howling wind. All aircraft, engage the enemy bombers. Focus fire, break their formation. His words were met with determined replies. The Finnish pilots, inspired by their leader's courage, soared to meet the oncoming storm. The fate of the battle, and perhaps the war itself, hung in the balance. The air became a maelstrom of screaming engines and exploding ordnance. The sky was filled with the thunderous roar of aircraft engines and the deafening blasts of anti-aircraft fire. It was a chaotic symphony of destruction, where every pilot fought for survival amidst the chaos. Juutalainen, weaving through a storm of flak and tracers, targeted a lumbering P-2 bomber. His eyes were sharp, his focus unbreakable as he maneuvered his aircraft with precision. The bomber loomed ahead, a massive target amidst the swirling chaos. His guns barked, tearing into its engines. The sound of his machine guns was a staccato rhythm of death, each burst of fire finding its mark. The bomber shuddered under the assault, its engines sputtering and smoking. The bomber, trailing black smoke, faltered and fell out of formation. It spiraled downwards, a wounded beast plummeting to the earth. Juutalainen watched it go, knowing that one less enemy meant a slightly safer sky for his comrades. He didn't have time to savor the victory. The battle raged on around him, and there was no room for complacency. Every second counted, and he had to stay sharp, stay focused. Soviet fighters, agile Yak-9s and rugged La-5s, swarmed around him like angry wasps. They were relentless, their pilots skilled and determined. Juutalainen knew he was in for a fight, but he welcomed the challenge. Juutalainen, cool under pressure, relied on his superior skill and the Brewster's maneuverability. He had trained for this, honed his skills to a razor's edge. The Brewster was an extension of himself, responding to his every command with precision. He danced through the sky, his aircraft a blur of white against the blue. It was a deadly ballet, each movement calculated, each maneuver executed with grace and purpose. The sky was his stage, and he was the master of the performance. Every twist, every turn was designed to shake off his pursuers or lure them into his crosshairs. He was a predator, and they were his prey. His instincts guided him, his experience gave him the edge. His guns, never silent for long, chipped away at the enemy formation, turning steel and flesh into fire and ash. Each burst of fire was a testament to his skill, each explosion a reminder of the deadly dance he performed. The sky was a canvas of destruction, and Juutalainen was the artist. The battle raged, a deadly ballet of fire and fury. The sky was a canvas of chaos, painted with streaks of tracer rounds and the dark smoke trails of stricken aircraft. Juutalainen, his plane riddled with bullet holes, pressed the attack. His hands were steady on the controls, his eyes sharp and focused despite the chaos around him. He dove through a gap in the bomber formation, his guns blazing. The roar of his engine and the rattle of his machine guns were a symphony of war. A deafening explosion rocked his aircraft as a P-2, its bomb bay hit, erupted in a ball of fire. The shockwave rattled his bones, but he held firm. He pulled up sharply, narrowly avoiding a collision with a disintegrating wing. The debris flew past him, a deadly reminder of the stakes. His own plane was losing altitude, engine sputtering. The once reliable machine now felt like a wounded beast, struggling to stay aloft. Still he fought on, adrenaline masking his fatigue. Each maneuver was a testament to his skill and determination. He was a cornered wolf, but even wolves could fight back. His spirit was unbroken, his resolve unyielding. Two Lay-5 fighters, their red stars stark against their green fuselages, dove on him. They were relentless, their intent clear. This was it, the final confrontation. The moment of truth where skill, courage, and fate would collide. He gripped the controls, a grim smile on his lips. He knew the odds were against him, but he was ready to face them head-on. He would take as many of them with him as he could. His legacy would be written in the skies, a testament to his bravery and tenacity. The La-5s opened fire, their tracers streaking towards him. Juutalainen jinked left then right, his aircraft responding sluggishly. He managed to avoid the first burst, but the second clipped his wing, sending the Brewster into a spin. He fought for control, wrestling the stick. Altitude bled away as he struggled to right the aircraft. The Lay-5s, eager for the kill, closed in, their guns spitting fire. He was out of options, out of time. Just when all hope seemed lost, a stroke of luck. The Finnish pilots, inspired by their leader's tenacity, had broken through the Soviet escort. They swooped down on the Lay-5s, their guns blazing. The Soviet fighters, caught between the hammer and the anvil, broke off their attack. Juutalainen, his plane barely flyable, limped back to base. The aircraft was riddled with bullet holes, the engine sputtering with every turn of the propeller. Yet, against all odds, he managed to bring it home. He had cheated death once again. The relief on his face was palpable, a testament to the harrowing experience he had just endured. Each mission was a dance with death, and today he had emerged victorious. His tally for the day, 2 bombers and an Airacobra confirmed, with several more probables. The skies were his battlefield, and he had proven his dominance once more. Each victory was a step closer to securing the skies for his comrades. It was a testament to his skill, his courage, and his unwavering will to survive. The intensity of the dogfights, the split-second decisions, and the sheer determination to outmaneuver his enemies showcased his exceptional prowess as a pilot. He would go on to become Finland's highest-scoring ace, credited with 94 confirmed victories. Each victory was not just a number, but a story of bravery, strategy, and relentless pursuit of excellence. But more than just a skilled pilot, he embodied the spirit of Finnish resistance, defiant, resourceful, and unyielding in the face of overwhelming odds. His actions inspired not just his fellow pilots, but an entire nation fighting for its freedom. The White Death had flown his last sortie, but his legend lived on, a symbol of hope in a time of darkness. His legacy was etched in the annals of history, a beacon of light for future generations. He was a reminder that even against impossible odds, courage and determination could prevail. His story was a testament to the human spirit's capacity to overcome adversity, to rise above challenges, and to fight for what is right. The story of Ilmari Juutalainen is not just about aerial combat, but about the enduring spirit of a nation fighting for its survival. It is a narrative of resilience, of standing tall in the face of adversity, and of never giving up, no matter the cost.